Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Ebony, and today, as you can see by the title, I have another pattern review for you guys. All right, so let's get into it. So I made Simplicity 1069. This is what it looks like. And then I made View E, which is just the shorter version of what the model is wearing. It's a wrap skirt. And I have it here. I made it out of a bubble crepe that I got from fabricmart.com. I've shown this on the channel, or I showed this fabric on the channel before whenever I got it. Originally I was gonna make a blouse out of it, but when it came, it kind of screamed skirt to me, so I decided to make this pattern. So I ended up cutting the size 16, although I think whenever, or if I ever decide to make this again, I'll go up a size. It fits perfectly fine. It's just, it's a true wrap, so eventually I think that I want to go ahead and add a snap to the side because it feels a little too risky as far as like if it's like a windy day, I feel like it could blow open. So I think I want to go up a size just to kind of add more fabric to kind of wrap around my body even more. But I cut a size 16 based on the hip measurement. According to the pattern, the hip measurement is a 48 for the 16 and my hips are a 45. So I just wanted a little bit of like that flowy ease, but I didn't want to make it too big. But I think now that I've made the 16, I think I'll just go up to a size 18. So as you can see, there's several views to this pattern. There's pants, there's shorts, and then there's skirts. Again, this is what the cover looks like. And I made View E. Originally, I wanted to make the longer version like the model is wearing, but I just didn't have enough fabric, again, because I originally planned to make a blouse out of this fabric. All right, so as far as the process, meaning like the instructions and like the difficulty, I don't think the pattern itself has a rating on it, but I would rate it as easy. I definitely think that it is advanced beginner friendly. I don't think it's beginner friendly just because I think if you've never picked up a sewing machine before and you wanted to do this pattern, I think you would struggle a little bit. But if you've been sewing for a little bit and you just kind of want to, you know, try out new things, I think this is the perfect pattern for an advanced beginner or intermediate sewist. I say that because there's a lot of panels and it can get confusing, and this is also one of those patterns where you want to make sure that you're cutting out your notches and transferring your dots onto your fabric, just because it's a flowy skirt, and so you're connecting a lot of panels to kind of get that effect, and it can get confusing because they start to look the same. And if you have those notches and dots, it kind of reassures you that you're following the correct steps. But altogether though, the pattern like instructions are really well. This isn't listed as an easy to sew, but I kind of get that vibe just because each instruction, or just about each instruction, they give you kind of like a reason as to why you're doing it this way. So they'll kind of explain like, you know, a little bit more as opposed to just like those straightforward instructions. They kind of hold your hand a little bit, which is great. So an advanced beginner, I think, could definitely make this pattern. I also say that it should be an advanced beginner because it's a true wrap. So the ties, you do have to kind of, there's like a buttonhole that you have to make to pass the tie through the waistband. And a beginner, I know like when I was first starting out, and even now, honestly, with buttonholes, I get really nervous. So I think a beginner probably wouldn't or shouldn't do this pattern, but an advanced beginner can, just because it kind of gets you out of that awkwardness of creating buttonholes. And in this case, the buttonhole isn't super visible, so it kind of like takes the edge off as far as like if you were making like a button down shirt, those are visible. So if you mess up, it's kind of like more out there for everyone to see. But in this case, I think it's good practice because truthfully, you're the only person that's going to see this buttonhole. So if it's like crooked or something seems off with it, no one outside of yourself will know. So I did not make any modifications to this pattern. It's the true length. I followed the instructions as far as like the hem allowance and all of that. It hits right below my knee, or originally I think it hit right below my knee, and then once I hemmed it, I think it's like towards the middle of my knee. So the videos that you're seeing now are without any modification. So I guess we can say that this is tall girl friendly. As far as view D, which is the one that the model is wearing, I did hold the pattern piece up to my body just to kind of get an idea of if I were to make this pattern or that view, where it would land. And I do think that if I want to make it longer, like the version that the model is wearing, then I will extend the pattern piece just because it hits at that awkward above the ankle. My tall girls know what I'm saying. That awkward maxi where it's like still flooding a little bit, like it's not at the perfect length for it to be a maxi. So if I do decide to make that view, then I'll definitely be extending the pieces. But for this version, I did not make any modifications. I didn't extend it at all. So here is the skirt. I just have it up on my dress form, but it's a true wrap skirt. It wraps around your body just like this. And then on this side, and I'll zoom in for you, this is where the buttonhole is. And so you just feed one of the ties through there, but super cute, super easy. I got it done within one day, not including cutting. I typically don't cut my paper out and my pattern out at the same time. It's just too much for me. But I did get the skirt done in one day. It's relatively quick to put together. But yeah, and then I just have the narrow hem at the bottom, just as the pattern said. This is what the back looks like. And again, I made this out of a bubble crepe that I got from fabricmart.com. All right, you guys, if you have made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you have not already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have made this pattern before or what your thoughts are, and like this video. And I will catch you guys in my next upload.